It gets even worse for Donald Trump, as barely anyone was attending day 3 of the PGA Golf Tournament at Donald Trump's Doral Club in Florida. This is hitting Donald Trump where it hurts the most. Golf. The PGA Cadillac Championship is taking place at Donald Trump's Doral Golf Club. Except there's a problem. Some of the biggest names who are part of the PGA Tour decided not to play at the tournament on Donald Trump's Doral Club, and also fans not attending this thing. It is the worst attended PGA event, it seems, in PGA history. And we were trying to see if it was a fluke when we covered how on Thursday there was basically no one in attendance. I mean, the rafters were completely empty. I mean, 0 people on Thursday at the 18th hole, which is usually the most crowded. So we're like, okay, that's the first day of the tournament. What about on Friday? The second day, usually more people show up. I don't know, somewhere between 12 and 20 fans were attending, so barely anybody attended on Friday. What about day 3 on Saturday? Slightly more. Maybe there was somewhere around 50, maybe a little bit more than 50 people, but we still are talking about a major PGA tournament, and for only 50, 60 fans to be in attendance. And again, when you looked at the rafters for the 18th hole and you saw how empty it was, utter humiliation for Donald Trump. And don't just take the word of the MeidasTouch network. I mean, golf observers, golf fans, they were all posting about this as well after day 3. For example, this account that just follows golf, not a political account, so you don't have to say, do they have a political agenda or a bias? The account is called Talk Birdie to Me, and they wrote the following. Plenty of photos of the PGA tournament in Florida this weekend, with a common theme being tiny crowds. This pic of Cam Young, there was another pic of Scheffler with 12 people watching. On the plus side, a good chance as a spectator to get up close and to see some of the great players. You can actually get close to them because there are no crowds at all. And there should be crowds. It's open to the public. People can buy tickets to these things. And even though some of the best players weren't playing in this tournament, you still have a lot of big names. I mean, you've got Scotty Scheffler. He's probably the biggest name in golf right now. As our editor-in-chief, Ron Filipkowski, writes, this is from Saturday, mind you. And he's being facetious, our editor-in-chief, Ron Filipkowski, because there's like no one in attendance. As I said, maybe 50 people. I mean, imagine 50 people attending a major sporting event. So our editor-in-chief, Ron Filipkowski, writes, massive crowd on hand Saturday afternoon at Trump's Doral course in Miami at the 18th hole for the PGA Tour event, with the number 1 player in the world, Scotty Scheffler, on the green, finishing up his round. Rick Riley, a sports commentator, he actually wrote a whole book back in 2019 on Donald Trump cheating in golf. He responded to Ron Filipkowski's post from Thursday where there were 0 people in attendance. At least on Saturday, there were like 50. Thursday, there was 0. And Rick Riley said, this will be by far and away the worst attended PGA Tour stop in years. Everything Donald Trump touches turns to SHI, you know what. Although Donald Trump does have a massive 15-foot ugly golden statue, although any statue of him would be ugly, to greet the players and the fans. Aaron Quinn, sports commentator, goes, low-key, one of the worst weekends of golf I can remember from the PGA Tour. Feels like a live event without the music. Live is referring, by the way, to the Saudi-backed golf tournament that Donald Trump and MBS of Saudi Arabia, the Crown Prince, worked on together. And now Live is essentially going bankrupt, by the way, as Spirit Airline is due under the Trump regime. But Saudi Arabia is no longer funding the Live tournament because Donald Trump's security umbrella over the Middle East was utterly destroyed by Donald Trump. And Saudi Arabia doesn't want to put money into things like Live anymore because they're being attacked by Iran and they've been weakened and they feel betrayed by the quid pro quos not working out the way Trump promised they would. And so you have the PGA Tour communications account yesterday. They're saying they're switching up the event. It's so bad they're blaming the weather for the reason that they're switching up the event, because it's like, Just get the players out of here. Like, no one is having a good time. It's the worst PGA event in history, and it's at Donald Trump's club. Everything Donald Trump touches dies. So the PGA Tour Communications account writes, due to forecasted inclement weather Sunday, the final round of the Cadillac Championship will now feature threesomes off split tees from 7:30 to 9:40 a.m., which is, pretty damn early in the morning as well. Like, isn't the goal to try to encourage fans to show up? Brian Kirshner, again, no, these aren't political people. I want to be very clear. He writes, yeah, sorry, but this entire event could have been an email. Bad course, bad crowds, no history, runaway winner, leaders teeing off at 9 a.m. on Sunday. Ryan Barath writes, is it just me, or does the Cadillac Championship lack juice right now? It ain't you. It absolutely lacks juice right now. By the way, Rick Riley mocking Donald Trump's 15-foot golden statue of himself by showing a 15-foot AI golden statue of Donald Trump cheating at golf, because one of the things we know about Donald Trump is he cheats in golf over and over again. By the way, yesterday somebody got arrested at the tournament as well. Apparently they were walking through the magnometer, and the magnometer sounded, and so Secret Service arrested this guy. And I'll show you, this is what was going on as well. We could just play it as B-roll for everybody. Also, Donald Trump is attending today, so there's this message was posted with the Cadillac logo. I'm sure Cadillac absolutely loves this right now. Enhanced security, plan ahead for Sunday. Enhanced security measures and additional restrictions will be in place at Trump National Doral due to President Donald J. Trump's planned visit to the Cadillac Championship on Sunday, May 3rd. Spectators are strongly encouraged to arrive as early as possible and should anticipate extra travel time. In addition to TSA-style security screenings at the main entry and downtown Doral entry, spectators will be subjected to TSA-style screening checkpoints around the clubhouse, adjacent grandstands, and surrounding areas. If spectators leave these secure areas, they will need to be screened again prior to re-entering that area. Our editor-in-chief, Ron Filipkowski, goes, gee, I wonder why nobody wants to attend this PGA tournament, besides the fact that Trump is a gigantic POS. Now, a few other things to point out as well. Number one, yesterday, Donald Trump was using Air Force One to basically travel very short distances. So he visited his Jupiter golf course, which is near Palm Beach. It's not that far from the Palm Beach golf club. So he's got a Palm Beach golf club, right, which is near Mar-a-Lago. And then he's got this Jupiter club as well. Then he's got a Doral Club, which is where this golf tournament is. And so Donald Trump took Air Force One from Palm Beach to Doral, which is about, 70 miles, 75 miles. Like, it ain't all that far. And it's an 80-minute flight. It's an hour and 16-minute drive, rather. And so it's an hour and 16-minute drive. So in terms of the flight, it's like a 15-minute flight, but he's taking Air Force One to do that, which is bizarre. And also, it should be noted that near Doral, there are facilities as well. There's a skiff by it as well. So some people are saying, is he going to utilize the skiff? I think a few other things to point out is Donald Trump is basically destroying the PGA. Lots of people are also pointing out the irony that Donald Trump basically destroyed a lot of careers of some PGA players who went over to LIV, which Trump was propping up, and now the LIV Saudi Arabian golf tournament was crushed. But also, this isn't getting enough attention. And I think it deserves to get more attention that Donald Trump, is now really significantly harming Washington, D.C.'s public golf courses. So here's what the Washington Post reported yesterday. A top fundraiser for President Trump is seeking donations for a new nonprofit that says it will support Trump's plan to remake parts of Washington, D.C.'s waterfront, including the East Potomac Golf Course and the proposed National Garden of American Heroes. Dan Lamuth from Washington Post writes, this proposal wouldn't just alter the golf courses there, it would seemingly pave a good portion of West Potomac Park, taking away some of the only usable ball fields in the entire city. The park is routinely used for softball, flag football, cricket, and more. Also, there's a bike lane there for people who know the area. And you may recall this story right here that back in December of 2025, Donald Trump did a hostile takeover of Washington, D.C.'s 3 historic public golf courses back then. His administration unilaterally ended a 50-year lease and planned his own redesign. Trump seized it and basically said that the existing managers were in default. And this was at the same time, of course, he took over the Kennedy Center and then called it the Trump Kennedy Center. And so not a lot of people, though, are talking about the golf course that he's like destroying and using our taxpayer dollars to destroy as well. And I think we've got some photos of what he wants to turn this new golf course into. Here's how it's being described by Garrett Morrison. Look at, this is the AI rendering of it right here. These 2 renderings of a potential reimagined East Potomac Park appear in a fundraising document distributed by, quote, the New National Garden of American Heroes Foundation that's aligned with Trump. It's unclear what degree these AI-looking images represent the actual plans of the golf course. The new championship course would take up most of the island. This would mean losing the perimeter road and bike path, the open space and southern tip of the island, and perhaps even the famous cherry blossom trees, which feature prominently in an annual cherry blossom festival. So Trump's destroying the cherry blossom festivals, the ball fields, the bike lanes, the cricket fields where people play flag football. I mean, in order to apparently, just like golden ballrooms and triumphal arches, to build a golf course that's ultimately going to be restricted from the public. And the news gets worse for Donald Trump because while you have the PGA having its worst golf tournament basically in history, one of Donald Trump's buddies, a top MAGA influencer by the name of Craig Long, I don't know if he was going to be one of the people attending or promoting this event, but he was arrested on human trafficking charges during a prostitution sting. And you have the Polk County sheriff talking about how one of Trump's influencers was arrested while this tournament, this disastrous tournament was taking place. You see, it gets even worse for Donald Trump here. Play this clip.
Then there's Craig Long we arrested. He's 41. Some of you may recognize him. He's an influencer. Well, I'm going to give him some content for his social media today. He was a previous felon who straightened up. Really what we want to see in life. Now he's an influencer. You know, he moves in big circles, even with the president. This is a photograph with the president and his son not long ago. Now, we like to see people who make mistakes early in life, and he had a long history straighten up. We like the fact that he likes the cops. Heck, he liked them so much, he got caught up in a sting and got to be up and real close with the cops. We asked what his attitude was. They said, oh, he had a great attitude. He appreciates law enforcement. Well, there you go. Got arrested in a human trafficking sting. Influenced that for a while.
And then the MeidasTouch network on numerous occasions has captured Donald Trump cheating, playing golf. The Patriot Takes research account has caught Donald Trump cheating in Scotland. You see him cheating over there. He's cheating back in the United States. You know, his caddy drops the balls from him. Donald Trump takes away the putts from 20 feet away and claims they're gimmies. You can see his caddy taking it out of the sand. Trump cheats in everything. And one of the guy who's documented Donald Trump cheating on everything, Rick Riley, who I've talked about before. Listen to what Rick Riley has to say here about Trump cheating in golf. Play this clip.
How important is it for you to win? You're worth billions. Like, at what point does it doesn't matter to him? But it does. You know, I played with Clinton when he was president.
He cheated.
He cheated, but in a completely different way. Like, he would take what we call billigans. Like, he'd hit a shot and then he'd hit 5 or 6 more because he was confounded by golf. But he wasn't trying to make you lose. He'd always play his first ball. But he was just trying to get the game. It's like a guy that goes to the bank to steal the pen versus the guy that goes to steal the money. He really needs to win, and I've never seen anything quite like it.
So Donald Trump is a very good golfer.
Yeah.
All right. But he claims to be a 2.8 handicap.
Right.
Explain that.
So in golf, you and I can play. If you're really good and I'm terrible, then you got to give me shots. So I get 10 free shots. Well, Trump says he's a 2.8, which is really, really good. To give you a little idea, Jack Nicklaus is a 3.5. Jack Nicklaus. So you can go on the website that shows your people's, anybody in the country, you can see their handicap. He's a 2.8, but it's taken him 8 years to get the 20 scores. So he's just cherry picking his best rounds. He can't cover a 2.8, no way. Everybody that's played with him, the pros, Dustin Johnson, they all say he's about a 9 or 10. So why does he have to say he's a 10? I mean, a 2.8 when he's really a 10. Isn't 10 pretty good? Why is he got to say 2.8?
And that gets to the other issue with this book, or what this is really all about. Because you can ask, well, why does it matter that Donald Trump cheats at golf? And you write, golf is like bicycle shorts. It reveals a lot about a man.
It does. And what it reveals about him is he has to win no matter what. It's not that he loves golf. He just loves beating you. So these guys always say he's fun to play with. He always wins. But then he doesn't even take your money. So it's not about beating you out of the $10. It's about showing you that he's better than you. So when he always says, I'm the best player among all the rich people, nobody can beat me, he's played on television 10 times. Pebble Beach Pro-Am 7 times. And the Lake Tahoe thing, Stormy Daniels deal 3 times. He's never made the cut at Pebble Beach. And at Tahoe, he's never finished in the top half. So when there's rules guys and cameras, he's not that good. When it's just his course, his caddy, his world, he's pretty good.
You did say 2 things there, and I want people to know that you make this clear in the book. He is good at golf, just not a 2.8, and people do like to play with him.
They like to play with him. I play with him. He was fun, but it's crazy. He doesn't putt out. You sometimes putt out. He took a gimme chip in with me. Have you ever heard of this? We're playing a bet. I'm in there for a par at 5. He's off the green in 4. He says, I guess that makes this good. He hasn't even got to the green. I said, did you just take a gimme chip in? Well, yeah, I'd have made that.
So
come on.
We're constantly fact-checking the president and calling out when he says things that are untrue or just flat-out lies. What's his response? You're not the first person to say he's a cheater. What's his response to the claims that he cheats at golf and the proof that's in this book?
Every time he says, I never cheat. So I snuck into the Bedminster Caddy Shack in New Jersey with all the caddies. And I said, the president says he never cheats. And they all go, no, he never cheats. And then there was this silence, and I go, oh, you guys cheat for him. And they all laughed, and they have 3 or 4 balls in the pocket. They throw it out of bunkers because he hates bunker shots. They throw it out of the rough. He kicks the ball out of the rough so many times, the caddies call him Pele.
And then Rick Riley's book is all about Donald Trump cheating in life and cheating in golf. It's called Commander in Cheat. And Rick Riley did this video right here. It's pretty incredible. Here, play this clip.
My name is Rick Riley. I'm the author of Commander in Cheat, How Golf Explains Trump. I kept seeing these tweets in the 2016 campaign about, I'm the best golfer, I'm a winner, vote for me because I've won 18 club championships, and that's against the best players in the club. And I'm like, you liar. You already told me how you won most of those. Whenever he opens a new golf course that he buys, he simply plays the first round by himself. And all of a sudden, he's the champion. He's the king. Give him the crown. I'm a winner. You gotta vote for a winner. And I knew he wasn't a winner. I knew because I played with him. He cheats. Oh, I get to re-hit that one, the bird squash. Or I'm going to take one of my 7 mulligans here. The guy took a gimme chip in. I said, I've heard of gimme putts, Donald, but I've never heard of a gimme chip in. Oh, I never miss those. Trump always hits first from the tee box. He jumps in his cart and drives ahead before anybody else has hit. That's completely against the etiquette of golf, but he does it anyway. I heard a story about one time he hit a drive straight into the water. Splash. And by the time the other guys have hit and gotten up there, the ball is back on the fairway. And everyone is like, what the hell, Donald? We're playing for $50. And he goes, must have been the tide. It says a lot that the one sport where it's the easiest to cheat, he cheats like crazy. It just really burns me that he gets to go around saying he's the champion when he's cheating like a mafia accountant. One time he was playing in a scramble. I don't know if you know what a scramble is, but it's 4 guys hit. They all go to the best ball. They all hit from there, and it's a team thing. So Trump was on a team with Rudy Giuliani, Michael Bloomberg, and President Clinton. They're playing golf, and they're playing terrible. they're not going to come anywhere near winning any money. They're probably going to finish second to last. So Trump is mad. He comes in the clubhouse, he finds the tournament director, and he says, "Hey, I won low net. Give me a trophy." And the guy's like, "Sir, there's no low net. It's a scramble. It's a team event." "I won low net. Give me a trophy." So a woman on his staff goes into the women's restroom. She finds a flower vase, throws the flower out, dumps the water out of the vase, rushes to the podium saying, "Ladies and gentlemen, the winner today of low individual net is Donald J. Trump." Look, I love golf. You don't get to call yourself a champion golfer when you cheat. Do not call yourself a 3 handicap when you're more like an 11. If he's a 3 handicap, Queen Elizabeth is a pole vaulter, okay? It matters that Trump cheats at golf because we don't have refs. I don't know if 100 yards away you're kicking the ball out of the rough, but I trust that you won't. It's built into the game. You're a person of honor. We don't cheat. So if he's cheating to beat his friends on a day off in golf, can you imagine how much he cheats on his taxes? Or how much does he cheat trying to get out of an impeachment investigation? How much will he cheat to get help from other nations to win an election? How much will he cheat on his wife? How much will he cheat on his own party in order to win? He's the guy that goes flying through the stop sign unless there's a cop around. And someday there's going to be no cop and he's going to hit your car.
One final thing to point out as well, not only are the top PGA players not attending and don't want to be photographed with Donald Trump apparently, but you take a look at just, football, for example, Raiders rookie quarterback Fernando Mendoza, Heisman Trophy winner, whose jersey's the top selling jersey. He was asked, "So are you going to go with the Hoosiers? Or are you going to go with the Indiana team to the White House because you won the national championship to be photographed with Donald Trump?" He says, "As a rookie, I don't think that's a good look. I can't miss practice." Raiders rookie QB Fernando Mendoza on visiting the White House with the Indiana Hoosiers. That's what he has to say. And as this other account says, -30 approval culture is so awesome. The culture has turned against Donald Trump. Let me know what you all think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 7 million subscribers. And thanks everybody for watching.
New Meidas merch. Head to store.MeidasTouch.com today and get yourself the best pro-democracy gear and show your support. That's store.MeidasTouch.com.